Hey everyone, we're here on Cyrene, and I wanted to work on this Vampire Wars number 4, which is just the fourth mission in the line. So it's the Vampire Wars line. We have to kill 5,000 wolves. We're about 1,500 in. And so I wanted to take a moment and kind of bump off a few more of these in our quest to finish out these last few missions before the codex hits Rocktopia, whenever that may or may not be. I haven't heard anything about codex, no codex rumors, about when it would get added to Rocktopia. I'm just trying to get ahead of the game, so to speak. And so I think we're going to take a skill pill today, because I got a couple. I had a wolf attack me right before we started, so I couldn't tolerate that. Popped him real fast. And so this is why I like these wolves. You see this markup. 3 to 400% markup on these death finals. There's 4 different type of death finals. They all have a little bit different markup. Some of them really good, some of them just okay, but all of them have a tendency to sell. And so let's get started. We're just going to knock off a few of these. And by that, I mean like a few hundred. And see what sort of loot we get. You know what? I should throw the amp on this. Since I repaired it. Went through all the trouble of repairing it. I should probably use it. It's a low amp, so it doesn't add a whole lot. But 2 damage is 2 damage. And so obviously those death binos are going to be a pretty rare loot. If they were common, the markup would be pretty low. But you do see them drop. Um, and so you can kind of stash them away a little bit, because the rest of the stuff doesn't really sell. You're either storing it all and transporting it off planet, or running it through the trade terminal, which no one likes to do because there's no markup out of the trade terminal ever. Obviously, right? Oh, there's a vinyl. Let's see which one it is. Oh, it's a different one. What we got? Oh, see that one's 250 to 300%. These are actually one of my favorite mobs to swunt, even more so than the haters, unless I'm feeling the need to be AFK because of the markup on those drops. You get 50 sweat per kill on these youngs, and a tendency to get some of these vinyls periodically that have 300% markup. And so it's much easier to pull ahead on swunting these than pretty much anything else that I've come across, except maybe the tab. So if you swunt the young tabs, you can get the hides, which are like 900 to 1,000% markup, and the extractors are 180 to 200% markup. And the extractors drop all the time. And so when you combine that with the sweat, it's pretty easy to at least break even it during your time on Tolan doing that. These are the probably the next best thing that I've come across. And I think, oh no, those are both the same types we've been getting. I was thinking it might have been one of the new ones. We were going to take a look at the markup on that one, but we'll have to wait a little bit. And so, I mean, obviously it's going to take a while to get through 5,000 kills, but it's nice to have some stuff that you can kind of stockpile and you know that once you get a stack, it'll sell. Um, I just use the trade channel for the planet, and every time I've been able to move them. You see, they don't hit very hard when they hit me. They don't hit very often. Makes him an excellent swunting monster. And so, Rocktopia is kind of your spot if you're into that. It has these 50 hit points if you want to be an active swunter, and it has the haters that have 300 hit points if you just want to AFK an hour at a time. There's a new one. This one's still got a couple 100% markup. And there's the fourth one. It's the one that's not worth so much. 100 to 130% markup. Ooh, I've never got wolf leather before. It's not worth anything. You see, these are easy enough that you don't really need armor. Especially once you have a little bit of evade skill. They just miss an awful lot. We got about 40 peck in markup stuff there. Not horrible. I mean, it's not the best I've ever seen either, but it beats nothing in markup. Man, that's a lot of vinyls back to back. That's excellent. I know that uh, one of these records that we're getting, the vinyls, go into that uh, something sleaze, Rodriguez sleaze weapon, I think it is. That's popular here for its 0% efficiency. And so people use it just to build globals for themselves, is the argument. And I don't know enough about it to really weigh in. And so you see that it's by no means a large percentage of our overall trade terminal loot. I mean, you see we're at 3.5, 5, probably 5.5, 6 ped overall, and we're talking like 60 peck of it is markup stuff. So about 2% is stuff that carries some value, and the rest is all stuff that's 0.5%, 1%, maybe 2% markup if you can find a buyer. That's why that extra little sweat value you get from swunting these kind of puts you over the top. Ooh, what sort of skill boost do we get? Oh, a small one, but any boost is a boon. And these wolves roll for a little while, all through this little area. I mean, all the way out through here. I'm assuming they'll get a little higher maturity as we go, which isn't necessarily a bonus for us. And I will say I've never globaled off of these things, and we've killed thousands at this point. So these pistols I looted on Cyrene have a pretty good lifespan on them. Alright, we're gonna have to cross the river then. Ooh, what do we get? Level 26 Plasma Pistolier. Ooh, looks like my amp's about to be broken. And by about to, I mean it's broken. All right. Let's see how we did on these records. That's not horrible. I mean, we're just being honest. That's over a padded markup stuff. And so, up 1 to 2% of high markup stuff still. And then a random smattering of not so anything markup stuff for the rest of it, it looks like. It's alright, because we're scooting this little challenge along. Alright, I think that's where we're going to call this hunt for right now. We've still got quite a ways to go on this total mission, and so we're just going to break it up into small chunks like we're doing the rest of these missions. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. Stay epic.